So here I am yet again reviewing another Hot Toys. What can I say, man? I can't help myself. I love them. They are currently one of, if not my favorite figures to buy. And I decided a little bit ago that I want to go in on the iconic Imperial Troopers. So Stormtrooper, Scout Trooper, Snow Trooper, if they do a TIE Pilot or AT-AT driver, I want the iconic troopers. And Hot Toys has an iconic classic Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper available right now. And for May the 4th, they were doing tons of deals. There's like BOGOs and, buy two, get one free, essentially. Buy one, get one half off. Or just get one for $50 off. I almost got a few other Hot Toys. I almost dropped like half a grand. But I decided to reel it back. I'm like, that's not the exact kind of Stormtrooper I want, and I don't really think I want a Tusken Raider. So I just got the Scout Trooper for the May 4th Sideshow promotions, and I'm pretty happy with this. I very much enjoyed. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be on the side or on the bottom of them. I don't know. Yes, I love the Scout. The Scout Trooper is one of my absolute favorite Imperial Troopers, and I'm very happy to have it in Hot Toys form. I also love he has a sniper rifle, too. It reminds me of the old 2005 Battlefront. Now, granted, I'm sure it's more based on the new EA Battlefront, because I think they have sniper rifles in that, too. But still, like, I thought about, like, oh, I could get the Mandalorian one cheaper. But I'm like, no, this is the nice white armor, and it's got the sniper rifle. Because for me, whenever I think Scout Troopers, nowadays, I actually don't even think about, them being biker scouts. I didn't want the speeder bike. It's too big. I can't display it. I already have the Hasbro one. I'm like, I just want the Scout, and I'll just have him with a sniper rifle, like Battlefront. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love this thing. Okay, let's set him off to the side real quick and show off the box per usual. Because Sideshow / Hot Toys always outdoes themselves with this kind of standardized black package. I love the bordering, though, because Hot Toys kind of wants to add their own flavor to it. Because Sideshow is the one that kind of started this whole, like, black box with the gray kind of angling on the side. I love the pictures of the product they show, though. Those are just really snazzy. Then, really nice picture on the side. I had them posed like that for, like, a week. Then, obviously, the back, you get to see credits of various makers of it. All right, let's do the usual. It's super quick and easy for you, but for me, it's kind of an off-camera process, so I just do this. So here we are. Here is the inner sleeve. I always love these posters they include. And it's kind of funny. I feel like they included the speeder bike with this, kind of taunting you like, oh, you should have bought it with the speeder bike. Nah, I don't need that speeder bike. I don't need it. Then you just remove that, and you see just packaged in plastic and wrapping and all that. So yeah, pretty standard, but still, I love the presentation for their boxes. Alright, so here's our Hot Toys Imperial Scout Trooper. What does he include? Well, he's got a lot of stuff, actually. So what does he have on him? So currently what he has on him, he has this really cool sniper rifle, which is very, very nicely detailed. I love all the little scratches and scuffs out of it. It does have a strap, which has little clasps there, so you can't have it strapped around his shoulder. The scope looks really cool. I love the scope on it. He's currently using his right rifle trigger finger, because he does have a separate one for the little pistol, and he's got his left open hand in right there. And he does have this little back attachment that's packaged separately. It's just kind of like this hosing. I'm not sure what kind of purpose it serves for the armor itself. Maybe someone who's an expert in the armor, like someone who's cosplayed as it, can comment below what exactly that is. It is kind of a pain to get on, because you have to like lip it through the fabric belt. But once you get it latched, man, this is the hardest I've ever had with it. Normally I've gotten it by now. Once you get it hooked, once you get it in, once you get it in off camera, it stays in pretty well. You can kind of knock it out of place. You can see if you like shift it enough or like hold him by that, you could like shift it up, but I think it holds in pretty well. And obviously, he has his scout pistol, which is kind of plain. It's got a little bit of silver, but a lot of it's just plain flat black, so it doesn't have tons of detail on it. But that's the iconic scout pistol right there. Always been one of my favorite Star Wars guns. Just a little tiny pea shooter that he keeps on his boot, which I love the panel, by the way, where it's kept on the boot. I just love the boots in general. I love how they're done. They're really cool. And what else does he have? So he's got the display base, obviously. And the display base does give you an option. It gives you an optional like jungle panel, which is similar to my Hot Toys Shore Trooper. that had a panel that kind of kept it with the Rogue One line. Unfortunately, Ben, my cat, chewed the corner of that like as soon as I got it because I wasn't looking. But you can take this off if you want, and you see you're just kind of left with a plain brown sort of display base, which is something I don't have. I don't have one just plain brown like that, but I kind of prefer this jungly look. I think it kind of works. And then the plate right there is kind of a magnet for a couple hairs. I don't know why. Yeah, nice little metal plate, Scout Trooper. And what else does he have? Hands. He has hands. So in my hand, I have hands. So obviously, because he is a Scout Trooper, he comes with 2 gripped hands, so he could hold on to a speeder bike, which is obviously not included with the standard version I've got here. But hey, you know, if you want to give him a lightsaber, you can use these hands. Or the upcoming like Riot Control Scout Trooper from Jedi Survivor that they're doing in Hot Toys. I'm sure they repurpose these hands for like the batons he's got. So yeah, you get those hands. And then this is the pistol holding hand that I will use later in the video because I want to show off how he looks with the little pistol. And he does have a left fist hand, which I think is nice. So his left hand can kind of have a different sort of neutral state without just being, you know, open palm or like grippy like that. So yeah, I like that. And per usual, you get little wrist pegs in case you break one. But I've never broken one, so it's always a nice inclusion. I've got a nice store of them in case one breaks, but I don't think I need it. All right, so the figure itself, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. It's the Scout Trooper, man. What more can I say? It's the Scout Trooper. It's always been one of my favorite versions of the Imperial Trooper. I think Hot Toys did an excellent job. This is a retool of the Mandalorian version, but I do know they changed a few things. They changed the chest plate, the shoulders. I believe they changed the knee pads, and they kind of changed the torso, because in the Mandalorian, they've got a lot of black in the torso, but they didn't in Rogue One, or in Return of the Jedi. I don't think they were in Rogue One. It would have been kind of cool if they were. Yeah, this is just so nice. I love little scuffs, little lines and things, where it's like a little worn out, but it still has a shininess to it. It's not as matte as the Clone Troopers that Hot Toys makes. It still has some shininess to the armor. Some little scuffs and scrapes in the back right there. I've always loved the little detail in the backpack. I've never known, again, just like that, I've never known what the purpose of this backpack is. But you can see it's got the little lines in the helmet, the molded ones and the painted ones. A little logo right there. One thing I do know, other reviewers have pointed this out. Since this is a retool of the Mandalorian helmet, there's a bit of a division between the mask that flips up and the helmet in the Mandalorian. That division was not there in Return of the Jedi. So if you're a super stickler for accuracy, that's gonna bug you. Me personally, it's still the helmet. It's just slightly, you know, misconfigured, I guess. It would have been nice if that was on a hinge, if that was a real hinge right there and you could flip it up. Now, granted, it does just have like a molded fake black head inside, but still, they could have repurposed, like they could have just had the mold there, and maybe for the Scout Trooper, oh, that would have been cool if they gave you an alternate head with a Nick Sant in there. The guy that everybody thinks is Rex, which he might be Rex, you know. It would make sense if Captain Rex was on the team. He would be the one stealing the trooper armor, because he knows all the protocols. You know, it's kind of a cool idea. Yeah, I love the pads there. Again, I love the rifle. The rifle is really cool. And you can have him sniping with it. I have noticed the hand for the rifle doesn't tab into the peg like I think it should. It kind of, you know, is a little loose in there. But still, you can get him a little more rifle at the ready. Looking cool, looking prepared. He's very posable. I'll go ahead and take the rifle out, though, and put in the pistol hand. Because the rifle's cool, but for when I start getting a little more close with the details and how he moves, we're not going to want him with that big old rifle. The torso looks very nice. I love the different fabrics. He's got some padding in there. You can give him the black division in the armor from Mandalorian if you want, but it's supposed to be pushed down all the way. There shouldn't be any division there. The belt looks cool. I love the colored straps. I've noticed this like cod piece. It's a soft material. I don't think it's supposed to be armor. It's just supposed to be like a pad. It kind of bulges in an awkward way depending on the pose, so keep that in mind. He does have the knees configured in the proper way because they were upside down in The Mandalorian, which some people may think, oh, that's inaccurate. But I mean, they're a ragtag, a bunch of, renegade, remaining, remnant stormtroopers. They might not put certain things on the right way. I'm kind of surprised in the show they didn't have one incorrect and one correct. That would have been kind of funny. Yeah, I think that's kind of a cool little detail showing how ragtag they were, in my opinion. Yeah, this is really cool. I love this figure. It's the Scout Trooper, man. I love the Scouts. Let's get him with the pistol in his hand. So one thing I do appreciate is the split glove design. So you can change the hands out better. Because with my Hot Toys Darth Vader, I've got the A New Hope version. The gloves are not a split design. So switching them out is such a pain. It's so bad. I just don't do it. Yeah, that just looks really cool. And you can use the... Oh, that looked awful for a second. You can use the hinges to get him, more differently hinged. Just look at that. That's a scout right there. He's scouting. His articulation is insane, by the way. He's so posable. Because he's got all this fabric for the costume. Like the helmet's super posable. You get a lot of ab crunch because of the fabric costume. I mean, just look at this. Look at that. And he'll stand like that, too. He'll stand. He is a very posable figure. Some people, totally not calling out my brother, they're kind of afraid to touch Hot Toys because they're like, oh, they cost so much, and I don't want to break it. Because my brother, the only 6 scales he really has are sideshows. He's got older sideshows. And the bodies just don't hold up. Some of the joints get super loose. They don't feel durable. But man, with Hot Toys, their bodies, they're some of the most fluid feeling, nicest, most durable action figure bodies I've ever felt. Listen to that knee. It's got a click in the knee. That's very nice. And then the ball joints at the feet too are really nicely done. I love how this is an interesting boot design where it's sort of split but not split. That really works. I hope that material holds up over time though. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, man, this guy's just so cool. I mean, you can see his head articulation is insane. If you had him on a speeder bike, you don't have to worry. He's looking any direction you need him to. The shoulder pads are Velcroed, but they don't really get in the way of anything you need them to do. I've noticed the shoulders, though, moving forward are kind of stiff. I don't know why. They're just kind of a little stiff, but they still move forward. They still do all the movement you need to do. The elbows, they do everything you need them to do. Standard 1/6 scale wrist, you already saw me playing with those. The torso, you get rotation, you get crunch, you get side to side. One thing I do wish, though, I do wish this continued up into the body a little bit more because I don't like that little black showing. Now, granted, it's probably accurate for the costume, but I don't know. I just think aesthetically it looks better with that not showing. Legs, pretty standard. They kick. I mean, he's got to sit on a speeder bike, so he needs nice articulation in the legs. The knees bend really far. He's got thigh swivels, and you already saw I was playing with his legs. He's got a lot going on. His articulation's really sweet. It's the Scout Trooper, man. I love the Scout Troopers. They're so cool. Alright, I do want to end them off with one more pose. Alrighty, and I guess this is another use for this gripped hand right here for the speeder. We can plug that on. And then we'll get the rifle around his shoulder, kind of like the box. This is like I said, I had him displayed like this for quite a while. I think it's a really cool look. Let's get that in there. Get him holding that strap nice and confidently. And one thing I do, tuck in that strap underneath the shoulder pad. That'll keep that in. And then kind of get him, how about holding his belt just a little bit. Holding his belt, looking confident, looking like a chill dude. Check it out. Hot Toys Scout Trooper, everybody. Let me know what you think. I adore it. Just look at that. It looks like somebody in a costume. It doesn't look like a toy. The Hot Toys, they blow me away every single time. I say it at the end of every single video. They're incredible. I love them. I recommend them. I make these videos not to be like the reviewer of Hot Toys. There's plenty of other channels that review them in far higher quality and far more detail than I do. I want to show them to my audience. Hey guys, look at this. Look at what I bought. You should get one. Seriously, Hot Toys have changed my collecting life. They're very expensive, But every time I get one, man, it feels so worth it. I have so much fun with them. I always go back and look at them. They're the figures I spend the most time with. Except the Gundam models, because I spend hours building those, but you know what I mean. I love them. I love Hot Toys. I love this figure. Cannot recommend it enough. It does have, this is one of my first Hot Toys where it does have a couple little weird issues. For me, it's, like, it doesn't bug me too much, but that is kind of, I wish they would have remolded the helmet, or just had it hinged. Because honestly, if this guy came with a head for, like, Nick Sant, you know, the Captain Rex guy, whatever you want to call him, if it came with that head, man, that would be cool. That would have been really cool. But as it stands, this is a very nice interpretation of one of my absolute favorite troopers in all of Star Wars. I'm hoping we get one, you know, tweak the armor a little bit, maybe make it green, make it Commander Gree. I would love this in the 41st Elite, like Kashyyyk Scout Trooper style, the Republic armor. I would love that. But, you know, I love the Scouts in general. This guy's pretty sweet. Hey, we might see like a Saga Collection iteration where they just camo this guy up. That'd be funny. I'd buy it. I'd buy it. But that would be pretty funny. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure. I might go back and review some other Hot Toys I didn't review. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Alrighty. Again, thank you for watching. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good one. Bye.